Oh, there it is.
Not what you're looking for. I went ahead and hit the go live button. There's about a 5-second delay, so it's just now popping up.
I'm gonna send it to you, alright?
Yeah, please do.
And then you share it.
Yeah, I'll be able to pop it up on the screen later, yeah.
There we go.
Let some people get into the thing here.
There you go, Jeff.
Cool, I just heard the ding. I'll check it out in a minute.
It's on X. This is some nice jazz. And that's some loud typing. I can hear that quality very good.
Yeah, I'll have to tell you about my keyboard I got sometime. It's a 8-bit Doe who normally makes controllers for video games. Makes an amazing keyboard.
There
and so I got it, yeah, and that's why it's nice and clacky, and it has special buttons, like for macros, so you can do stuff like this on your keyboard.
I hate everything! You're not gonna let that one go, are you?
I don't think any of us are. Mike really seems to be prime to that one, I should say.
It's just the frustration of not being in a Super Bowl for how long, for how good of our organization's supposed to be. I guess I hate everything.
You do hate everything.
I hate everything!
Okay, I got the stuff updated here. Hello, Derpy. How are you, buddy?
I'm great.
It is very nice to talk to you. I'm glad you were able to join my show. I had a good time when you came on my show the last time, about a month or so ago, which I think you've been on. We were on the Yinzers maybe once since then. You were.
Yes.
I know you've been absent lately, but you're doing better, and we're going to see more of you hopefully soon, right, buddy?
For sure. For sure.
Excellent. So before we get too wild here, you just sent me this Aaron Rodgers story. Now, I have been kind of not watching the news for the last couple of days. I haven't really done much of anything. I've been like driving around and doing stuff and working a lot. So you sent me a video here. Is that right?
I believe it happened over the weekend or it happened today.
A post by Baku?
No, this is a
the video?
Yes, the video is from Baku, but not from him, though. It's someone else.
But that's the video we want to watch, right? I'm looking at the right thing here?
Yes.
All right, let's give it a minute. Let me figure out how I can
and his comment
share the screen.
His comment is basically, he said, yeah, something's going to happen any day now, is what he said.
Yeah. All right, let's bring it up. We'll watch the video here. Got to figure out how to share another screen.
In the middle.
I know, I suck with freaking...
You got this, Finch?
Dude, one thing that sucks is I have it on this other screen of mine, and it, like, kind of moves things around. There it is.
Yeah, there we go.
I found it. All right. Should be able to share this real quick.
And then go full screen. Full screen.
Will Aaron Rodgers ever go to the Bears?
Oh boy. Security, can we get her out of here? Can you security? Security,
can you take it easy on her on this one?
No, but I believe there's a team that might play in Chicago this year.
Let's go!
On a road trip. I don't know. I'm not sure. Gotta check it out.
Are you speaking in code?
I love Chicago, though. Way more than they love me. It's been a great relationship, all one way.
What are you suggesting here, Mr. Rodgers?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Will Rodgers ever go to the Bears?
Oh boy. Security, can we get her out of here?
I want to listen to his response again, but he cut it down a little.
But I believe there's a team that might play in Chicago this year.
I believe there might be a team that plays in Chicago this year.
But Chicago has a really good young quarterback that we here on this show really like.
Yes.
Especially a certain Timothy.
Does he glaze over him?
Oh, he glazes over him. He'd glaze into Caleb Williams if he could. He loves that guy.
He should have loved Justin Fields more. Oh, wait.
No, I think Caleb's probably going to end up being a better
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll see though. We'll see if the Bears bears it up with the amount of money they put on the line.
It would be really cool. I mean, so I guess the real issue then is what does this mean for the Steelers?
Right.
Let me see. Let's unshare the screen real quick. Get that off there and get your beautiful logo up there. I always liked that logo ever since you showed it
Thank
to me. It's
you.
been a couple months now. You got it right. AI or
Yeah.
some shit you made.
Yeah, it was AI, and then I just took off
Yeah.
made it into a PDF.
Very cool. Give me just a second here. I'm just popping a link to our show to a couple of quick folks here so we can hopefully get a
There you
few
go.
in the chat. Hopefully Tim and Ryan are watching. Yeah, so let's explain where they're at. By the way, we'll get back to the Aaron Rodgers chat in a minute. We'll talk about Tim
Yeah,
and
the
Ryan. So
food.
first off, in the food, yes. Tim is sick. He told me that he got back to me not late in the day, but a little bit later in the day here in the afternoon. He got back to me, let me know he was sick, couldn't make it. Ryan was still going to come over. Popped in my address. I started preparing the show, had everything ready to go. My wife has not been feeling well the last couple of days,
Aw.
and she asked me to not have company. I said, that's fair. Kind of bummed out about that. I cannot do a show next week. I have to work next Friday at my regular job because this doesn't pay me, unfortunately, unless some beautiful sponsor.
Yes.
I don't know, MeUndies or Raid Shadow Legends or one of those fucks, Casper mattresses or Purple or whatever. Anyway, the podcast circuit stuff, Ray-Bans or whatever.
Bo Peeps. No joke.
Raycons. Bo Peeps. So, so I told Ryan about, and then about 8 o'clock, it was getting kind of close, cutting it close. He saw it sucks, whatever. So we lay down, we watch a movie and we hang out, and she fell asleep. She fell asleep at 9 o'clock.
What movie?
Princess Bride.
Oh,
So I
there you
walked, I went downstairs, and here I am.
That's a great movie to fall asleep to.
I think that's the second time it's played in this house in the last couple days, and we fell asleep to it. Oh no, it's a classic. It's one of my all-time. I mean, it's like I would say a top 20 for me personally. I wouldn't
Right.
quite call it top 10. My wife has it right at the top. It might be her number one or number two, and it is great. I get it, but she it's definitely aimed a little more towards the ladies. So anyway, have anything good for dinner tonight?
Oh, amazing dinner tonight, man.
Please tell me about it.
Oh, it was delicious. I had walleye, baked batter walleye.
I
Beer
think
batter,
Walmart
my bad.
beer batter. I think walleye is one of the best freshwater fish you can get. It is absolutely delicious.
And then I had some asparagus and some fries with it.
Some
Here
asparagus.
Yes.
Nice. Well, very good.
And then I also doubled it up. Went out to B-dubs after it.
Nice. What'd you do at B-dubs? Did you get some drinks?
I just got some nachos. That's about it. Because I was watching the basketball game and the baseball game, basically.
Very cool. Nice. Oh, was it who played tonight? Knicks Pacers?
Yeah, Knicks Pacers. The Knicks are up at half.
Okay. The ending to that game the other night.
Dude. I know.
Wow.
And I fell asleep. I
didn't catch it. I haven't really been watching it. I caught it afterwards, because it was a viral thing. It was all over the internet yesterday.
Right.
I mean, he got the ball with less than a second left. He backs out, just gets behind the three, and the way that it bounced and just bricks up, and the crowd celebrates like it's going to fall out, and it drops.
That's gonna be a classic as a Knicks fan.
That is an absolute classic finish. That was amazing. That was good. That was some good basketball right there.
Yes, and then Western Conference is just like pure dominance right now.
Nice.
Which is the Thunder are just dominating Minnesota.
I'm thinking there's some kind of issue with the YouTube feed or with chat or something.
Maybe. Because people would be in here.
It showed that there was a couple of people watching.
There we go.
Well, that was me from my phone. But it did pop up, so that's good. Yeah, I was trying to type from the YouTube app on my PC, and it wasn't going. But I don't need that running since I have Resteam stream going. So maybe they're colliding with each other and screwing things up. Who knows? But anyway.
Oh, yeah. If I'm on the show Monday for the Yinzers, I'll have a review for 2 movies, actually.
Cool. Which movies?
Lilo and Stitch live action and Mission Impossible 8.
Nice.
The big two ones this week.
My yeah, Lilo and Stitch is going to be a cool movie. I don't know if I'm going to go see it, but I'll definitely catch it when it comes to streaming.
Right.
I had actually my good friend. He has two sons. They're twins. They're 13, and they're good kids. You know, they're rambunctious and they love video games. And so they like coming over my house because I'm a collector and I have all kinds of shit. And you know, they like to play around. They've gotten a real itch for retro video games about a year ago. So they were over my house, and I have actually have it right here.
Nintendos, or do you have all the
I got everything. I got everything, dude.
You got everything, dude?
Most everything. No, I'm not like insane. Like I don't buy every variant of every console. I just have one or two. I have an N64. Yeah, I have a display for it, and I have the entire.
Mine, man.
What's that?
I let go of mine. My mom made me let go of it.
The one I have is actually my grandma's. My grandmother was a huge Zelda fan. Believe it or not, in the 80s and 90s. And the last one she played was Majora's Mask, and she had an N64. And so she had Ocarina and Majora and a few other games. She would play Mario and stuff like that too. But she was,
I don't care.
It's my favorite, yeah. And so she had the system. Some years back, I had about 15 years ago, I lost a lot of my retro stuff in like a flood. So I lost a lot of games, including my N64, the whole collection, all gone. And so whenever she passed away in 2009, I got her collection, as she had a Super Nintendo and an N64, all the Zelda stuff. So I've built the Zelda collection, so I own at least one physical copy of almost every Zelda game.
I used to have all the popular.
Yeah, I don't have the newest ones. Like I don't have a physical of Tears. I don't have a physical of Echoes of Wisdom. And then a couple, like I don't have a Wind Waker anymore.
Ocarina Time's the GOAT. I don't care.
Yeah, it's great. I have 2 copies of that game, actually. I have the 3DS version as well. Physical, sealed.
I'm waiting for like an actual remake of that.
I think it's coming. I think it's coming possibly next year,
on
actually.
The Switch too, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. But anyway, my friend's boys, I gave them this device about a year ago. It's called an Ambernick.
Ooh.
And it's made by a company called Ambernick. Here, let me bring it up to full screen for a moment here. And the model number escapes me on this one. They name them weird. It's like RGXX35, something like that. This thing has capability to play up to about PS1, Dreamcast, N64, but it doesn't play it super efficiently. The boys had a Nintendo Game Boy Advance SP. And I traded it straight up for that SP. I gave this to them. And then last week they came to my house and they're like, dude, it's not reading the SD cards. So it's not like properly booting. It's not seeing any of the ROMs.
Oh, man.
So I tried to fix it. I did everything I know how to do, but I didn't tear it apart. I think the card reader is bad. Like it needs like soldered out and a new one put in. That's what I think. But I'm not qualified enough to answer that. So I said, you know what, this thing looks awesome. I told him I'm just going to keep this here. And if I come up with come up with an answer, otherwise it's just going to sit on my shelf. And then I found 2 that have all the capabilities of this, but they're shaped like a Game Boy, like an actual Game Boy, the size of a Game Boy. And it has like some modifications, more buttons, has triggers and stuff on it. I found 2 of them for less than the price that I paid for this. So I felt bad that the boys lost their machine and it was out of anybody's control. So I had a pretty nice bonus recently, so I took a couple extra bucks, spent like $80, and I bought 2 of these machines, one of the 2 colors that they had, and I went and delivered them to them today. So that's what I did this afternoon, and they're 13, dude. They were insane. It was awesome. Immediately they went to, because it has the exact same ROM set as the previous one, so they know what games are on there and what to play. And now that they have 2 of them, they don't have to share it, which is awesome.
What was the reaction like? Was it like,
oh, dude, they were freaking out.
90s Christmas?
Their dad told me that they were getting some kind of surprise today, but he didn't tell them who or what. And when they opened the door and saw me, they freaked out. They were like, "Oh, Jeff is here! Oh man, what's up?" So they're like dapping me up and stuff. And it was awesome. They're good. They're good boys, man. I hang out with them once a month or once every other month. I can get a chance to hang out with them. Usually they come over here and we play like Xbox. I wanted to get them over here today to play Doom, the Dark Ages, because I have 2 Xboxes and we were gonna play back and forth here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a multiplayer game, but my wife didn't feel good, so I didn't have anybody over.
Did you see, Finch, that they added retro Activision games?
To what? To Game Pass? No way. Like which games?
You have to check them out, but they're like 50 of them. Like
Oh yeah, I'll check that out
games.
after we're done tonight. I got Xbox right here next to me, hooked up right now. Cause like I said, I've been playing Doom, and that game is. I'm having a good time. Let's do a little real sports talk, buddy. I actually have a pretty interesting thing here that we were.
Oh, they got Commando.
What's that?
Commando, Grand Prix, Kaboom.
Nice Grand Prix. Yeah.
Pitfall, Century Combat.
So those are like Atari. Yeah, these are older games, much older. It's all Activision. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Those types of games.
That's all right. Yeah, I'll check that out. That's cool. Any like Tony Hawk or anything like that? Those were all Activision games. Yeah, I didn't think so.
But I know that Tony Hawk comes out next month. A new one, 3 and 4.
July 11th. July 11th. I am looking forward to it. I will be purchasing.
It's on Game Pass.
Oh, I'm gonna get physical. I collect Tony Hawk games too. I have a shelf right over there.
Fair enough.
With about, I don't know, maybe 9 or 10 physical games. A bunch of Xbox, a bunch of Game Boy Advance. What's that?
Let me know what your username is after this, Finch. I'll run some on Tony Hawk.
Oh yeah, we'll do this. Yeah, for sure. So the topic I had prepared tonight to talk to with the boys was actually going to be sports nicknames. We've been doing lists lately, and it's a lot of fun. And we couldn't do it tonight with them, and that was the only thing I had prepared. So I said, "Fuck it, I'm going with it." And even if you or Mike or Ryan couldn't come on, I was still just going to do it solo and just be awkward.
No, I got you.
So I thought maybe we'll go down these two lists. I got the 50 worst sports nicknames in history.
This isn't gonna go bad. This is gonna go not poorly.
And these are both according to the same website, Bleacher Report, which I actually enjoy their site. However, I just did a little scroll down, and I'm going to be honest with you before I share the screen. There was like some sort of coding error with the names.
Oh no!
So it puts in like, for instance, number 50 is Butterbean, Eric Butterbean Esch, right? And I'll pop it up on the screen in a minute. But it just has like the ampersand QUOT. It's like a code. Pretty sure it's like the ASCII, not the ASCII code, but HTML code for parentheses. I'm pretty sure is what that stands for. It's funny, to make parentheses in text, you have to use like 6 characters, which is hilarious about HTML. If you've ever coded, if you know, you know. But that's what it is. So we're going to show this here. Let me find the share screen button, which I've already got lost finding before.
Edmonton's up 2-0.
Very good, very good. They're playing Toronto.
And
Oh no, wait, no, they're in the conference finals, right? So they're playing whatchamacallit? Not Winnipeg.
And the Pirates pirated.
Well, that's what they do. They're the Pirates.
They were up 3-0 and they blew it. It's 4-3 now.
That sucks. Anyway, hey, everybody who's out there watching, please do not be afraid to say hello in the chat. See, we got 3 watchers right now, it looks like. Please jump in. Anyway, so number 50 here, Butterbean. What do you know about Butterbean? Do you remember this guy?
No.
My favorite memory of him, I was into boxing in the 90s.
Do you have a better picture?
No, of course not, dude. They cut off his face, but he's known for being the real big fat guy. The real big fat bald white guy.
Yeah.
He fought Tyson and got whooped. And one of his other bigger claims to fame, he has 2 other ones that I could think of. He recently lost a bunch of weight and kind of got back into shape. He got real big, like 500 pounds after he ended his career and was really struggling. But he's a likable guy and everybody liked him, you know? So he kind of became an internet legend the last few years because he dropped a lot of weight and started getting back in shape and stuff. And he's improving his life, and that's very good. But the other thing he's known for is Jackass the movie. He was the one that fought against, I believe it was Johnny Knoxville, inside of like a Lowe's department store.
Oh no.
And they just wrecked the fucking joint. Like they just decided to have a boxing match. Like the guy was walking around with a bell and he was wearing a referee, and Butterbean comes in full gear, like, you know, gloves and like boxing trunks. It's awesome. And he just knocks him the fuck out, dude.
I do remember him because he was on the N64 game, I believe.
Like King of the Ring or one of those?
Yeah.
That would have been the time, like that late 90s to a couple of early years 2000s. That would have been the time where he was at his like prominence in boxing. And as you can see in this photo here, he was a champion. I believe he's IBA. It says IBA right on the belt. So he was an IBA super heavyweight champion at one point. So not bad. Next, number 49.
There we go. I know him.
Booger McFarland. Yeah, now he's known for ESPN now.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody would really remember him much as a player.
His takes are wild.
Not only his takes are wild, but remember for a while he had that stupid. He was on Monday Night Football. He had that stupid cart thing that he would ride around in.
Yeah.
He's all right though. He makes some funny quips. Like I don't have too much against him, but he can be a little wild. Glenn Big Baby Davis.
Wait, did Glenn didn't he get big or something? or is that Kendrick Perkins?
June 17th, Glenn Davis and the Celtics. This is back in 2020. Mark Action Jackson.
Mm-mm.
He was an old player.
Yeah.
Bryant Big Country Reeves. I don't follow the NBA too much, so I don't know too many of these players.
No, I don't know him because he was
plays for the Grizzlies.
He played for Vancouver when.
So now this one, Tim Duncan is right up. They called him the Big Fundamental. I've heard that name before, but I would never consider it like.
He should be higher.
And they're saying these are bad nicknames, so keep that in mind. But that is a bad nickname, yeah. Yeah, that's a bad nickname. I'd never heard it. I mean, like I said, I heard it once or twice, but I never heard it like as a thing. Like I can remember hearing somebody say it somewhere. Gowan, Bonzi Wells. Yeah, that's a terrible name. I don't know who he is. What Pelicans he plays for?
Only New York. Yeah, no, he'll be the Hornets back in like 2009, 2008.
Adam Dunn, Big Donkey.
Yeah, he was a beast.
he could slam the ball, dude. Covelli, Coco Chris.
Yep, Coco Crisp. He was a goat too.
But Coco's
Cavelli,
Crisp is an awesome name. That's not a bad name.
I never heard of Cavelli or Squat or.
Yeah, no, that there's
Crisp.
That thing. So we're looking for is Coco, right there in the blue. But yeah, Coco Crisp. That's a good name. I like that.
That's a good name.
Freddie Fred Mitchell. So they called him Freddie Fred. That's a stupid thing. Shoeless Joe Jackson. Now, why would this be a bad nickname?
He's the GOAT of baseball.
He just got reinstated like a couple days ago. See that?
Yep,
he and Pete Rose, they got through.
Yeah.
They were waiting for Pete to die to do it.
Probably. Gary
okay.
Payton.
Now we got Karl Malone, the mailman. Once again, that's a great name. Yeah. That way, because he sends it. That was his whole thing. Yeah, I get it. But mailman? Shut up. These guys on there. Who wrote this? Like 18-year-old kids?
Bill Elliott, Dawson. Bill from Dawsonville.
Not a race guy, but that's not a bad name. Awesome Bill from Dawsonville. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
It is a little cringe. I'll give it that. It has a little bit of that 90s cringe to it. Larry the Hick from French Lick Bird. Yeah, now
that's a bad name, and I never heard of that one before.
No, that one was a good one because he was from like French Lick, Iowa, or whatever is where he's from. French Lick, Indiana. And that's one that was kind of fun. He grew up like on a corn farm, and you would hear that one a lot during the 80s. Yeah, I remember that one. It is a bad name. I agree.
Larry Bird.
Dan Big Daddy Wilkinson. Big Daddy. Anybody who's got the name Big Daddy, they're cool with me. Mark the Bird Furich.
Who did he play for?
Man, I cannot read that jersey.
I can't either.
Cleveland. It says Cleveland.
Did it?
So you should know this guy. Mark the Bird. Yeah, that definitely says Cleveland.
No, what is
Pitcher Mark Friedrichsen in the mound, 2005, so a little before your time, maybe, at Comerica Park, David. It doesn't say what team. But in this particular photo, that definitely says Cleveland. That's the little end of the L, the A, the N, and the D with the little swoop. Yeah. Boris Boom Boom Becker. Remember this guy? He was a tennis player. He was pretty good. He wasn't on the level of like Sampras and Agassi and those, but he was always involved. Like you've seen him every year in Wimbledon. He was pretty good. And
like
Boom
Chuck
Boom.
Norris, the crack.
He's like a mix between Simon Pegg and Chuck Norris. With some Danny Bonaducci and some crack cocaine in there. Boom Boom. I don't remember hearing him being called that, but for a tennis player, I mean that's not the worst name.
Right.
And it's all B's, so it has that alliteration. Boris Boom Boom Becker. Yeah.
Jim Everett, Chris Everett.
Chris Everett. Tony, the Croatian sensation, Kukoc. That's a classic.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a bad one at all. He was like probably the most Croat in the history, like the biggest Croat in the history of the NBA.
He was awful.
At least at his time, he was. He was good. He was a good player. I don't hate that name. Richard Digger Phelps. Oh, come on, man. That's another good one. Digger Phelps, classic. Sports guy, commentary.
R.I.P. around the horn.
Yeah. That's a bummer, dude. Yeah, it finally happened. I made a video about that and put it on the Two Dumb Ninjas channel a couple of months ago. You should go back and check it out.
I'm just distraught that they canceled that because that's like one of the last shows that from.
I know that don't suck.
Yep.
That's exactly right, dude.
And they canceled it on purpose because they want their money. Disney's because of Disney.
F off, Disney. I hate you.
They own ESPN, so.
Eldon Easy Ed Campbell. Never heard it?
Nope.
Willie Flipper Anderson. That's a pretty terrible name.
That's terrible.
Looks like Dion, though, doesn't he, in the face? That looks like Dion's face. Like they photoshopped Dion's face into that helmet. It does. It looks like a young Dion, dude. Sean White, the Flying Tomato. Another awesome.
Great one.
That's so good, dude.
And this is a terrible list.
I mean, there's been some awful ones deserving to be on here, but there's some really good. I mean, dude, Butterbean is a good name. I mean, I understand why they put it on this list at number 50. Like, it is a silly name, but like, come on, the Flying Tomato, it's silly, but it's amazing.
I don't even watch X Games anymore because he's not in it anymore.
He's too good. He was in the Olympics and won all the gold medals. Like,
I don't even watch it anymore because of the fact that he's not in it anymore.
Mm-hmm. He was the Jordan of that sport, no doubt. Steve Franchise Francis? No, because he played for the Knicks.
Screw the Knicks.
David Golden Balls Beckham. I've never heard David Beckham called Golden Balls, but that one doesn't shock me.
Never heard of it.
That might be like a thing of his in Britain or something, you know what I mean? No, we wouldn't hear over here.
No, it was because he had the goal against what's it called? He had a goal against I think England or no, Ghana. I think.
They called them golden balls?
Yeah, because it was like a golden ball.
Interesting. Luis Gonzalez.
Never heard of him.
Yeah.
There he is.
Sanchez. Yeah, I remember them calling him the Sanchez. Now that's a good one. That's worth being on this list. That's a terrible but hilarious name. Yeah, the butt fumble is the play he will be remembered for. If that play doesn't happen, people remember him as that guy. They'll remember him the way we remember Cordell. Like, that guy that got us to a couple of championship games, but just couldn't.
Crazy?
You know what I mean? But the butt fumble happened. What's that?
The last time the Jets got to the AFC Championship, they played the Steelers.
Yeah, that was like 2009 or 2010, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And they went 3 years in a row.
Right,
I believe, with Rex Ryan, right? And Sanchez. He was the quarterback, I think, all 3 of those years. And he was, like, not great, but he was manageable. I mean, they were winning games. They went to the AFC title game. He just couldn't get him over the hump, man. He had that, like, that Donovan McNabb thing going for a while there. Remember how he went to, like, 4 in a row and couldn't get there, you know, or whatever it was?
Finch, and players tied it.
Oh, yeah? What's the score? 1-1?
4-4. And the 9th.
Oh, this stupid thing reset to the top of the page.
But they tied it.
Okay, we were pretty far down this list.
It is tied going into the 4th, my friend.
Very good, very good.
81-81.
It's only the 4th, though. There's lots of time. Chris the Ice Queen Everett. She must be a golfer, maybe. Yeah, following Greg Norman's match. Yeah, okay. So she's a golfer. Hooray. Icky Woods, come on, dude. That is an all-time classic. I'll bet that name is somewhere in like the top 25 on the best list, dude. Icky Woods, man. The Icky Shuffle.
Yeah.
Classic. LeBron King James. Yeah, I mean it's a classic name, but it still sucks. Yeah, it shouldn't be. I don't know, dude. I don't like it. I never liked it. I remember he franchised that while he was like in high school. King James. Did you know that? He like got the what do you call the copyright? Not the copyright, but the LLC or the trademark. Thank you, trademark.
Yeah.
Vinny the Microwave Johnson. The guy who owned the ugliest jump shot in the NBA, as his nickname suggests, he could go hot or cold any minute. Oh, okay. Well, at least it makes sense, but still. The Missile Ishmael. Quadri, the Missile Ishmael. I remember him, receiver. Played for the Ravens. Might have played for, was it Jacksonville or something, too? He played for another team, I believe. Yep, that was Rocket and Missile. They were both, Rocket was a much better player.
There he is. LA.
John Mr. Elway. Mr. Elway? Why?
That's
Because
his name.
he's running the team now, or
Yeah. I don't know.
interesting. Let me back that down a little bit. All right, where we at here? Lester the Molester Hayes. Yeah, that's a terrible name. That deserves to be up here. Different connotation in the 1970s, I would think, than now. So I can see why people maybe used it then, like maybe he would molest the quarterback. But let's move on. Mookie Blaylock, come on, man. I know that's a weird sounding name. You've never heard of Mookie Blaylock? Oh, he was a legend. Late 80s, early 90s. He was never like a great player. But he had that cool name, and he was on a couple pretty good teams for a while there. Manu Obi-Wan Ginobili.
I remember that one.
That's
all right, but it shouldn't be on this list.
It's super clever. It should not be on here just because it's very clever, and nerds appreciate it. Marquez, the Pounding Pope. I never heard that, but that's pretty gross. Pounding Pope does not sound like something good.
No, it doesn't. There it is.
Pretty Boy Floyd, yes. I hate this man with a lot of my being, but I must admit that he is one of the greatest fighters ever, probably the greatest defensive fighter in the history of ever. Like, the guy never took shots. I think he was knocked out one time. 51-0, I think. Knocked down one time, some crazy shit like that. It's ridiculous. Knocked down. Yeah. I got to give him all the credit in the world. Pretty Boy Floyd, he deserves that nickname, I'll be honest with you. I mean, when you're that good, he moves so pretty. Got to give it to him. Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker, that's terrible. Definitely deserves to be up here. Wayne Rooney. Who the hell is... He must be a soccer player. Or soccer referee. Oh, no, he's a player. He's a goalkeeper, it looks like. Any thoughts on Rooney? Derpy, are you there? Derpy, did you diss me?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. I heard some interference on the mic. I thought maybe you got disconnected or something.
No, I'm good.
All right, cool. We're down to number 10, worst of all time. You ready for this one? I never heard of this guy. Huh. He was right when I was watching a lot of baseball. Chris Spuds Sabo.
Who?
He was a pitcher for the Reds, evidently. Oh, third baseman, for the Reds. He must have been a nobody. I do not remember this guy at all. He's from 96 in this photo. But Spuds. Starberry Marberry. Another one that's like clever, but I can kind of see why it's up here. People don't like him, and
it shouldn't be on the list at least for the name making.
Probably shouldn't be up at this high up in the list. All right, this is a classic. Ontario, the Wizinator Smith. Do you know the story with this guy?
No.
Do you know what a Wizinator is?
No.
Oh, you're gonna love this. So basically, the little caption here says, "Will live in infamy for trying to cheat a drug test. Had a pretty decent NFL career going before his off-field problems became too much." This dude loved weed. Okay, he loved to smoke pot. And there is a product. There's lots of products that you can take that will do various things to help you pass a urine test. Okay.
Yeah.
The one that he decided to do
was the most controversial.
Is so dumb, dude. I'm not joking you, okay? And I'm not 100% on how it looked, but the general idea, the Wizinator is a fake penis that you fill with liquid, and you can transport it inside your pants, and you can whip it out to pee somebody else's pee out. So if somebody's watching you, it still looks like you're holding on to something that looks like your dick. Well, he got caught.
That's crazy.
He was dumb. If I remember correctly, I don't even think he got caught by the people. I think he got like busted by airport security with this thing or something. And it came out what it was, and immediately the press knew like why he had it and what was going on. And of course they drug tested him, and he was dirty because he smokes a lot of weed. He had some other issues too, if I remember correctly, but just the Wizinator, it's worth looking up. And I might not have that story completely straight, but it was something to that sort. He got busted. It's pretty good. Now here's another one that was a very dumb name, but it lives on in infamy. He Hate Me. Rod Smart.
I remember that one. Yep.
It was for the original XFL, this guy, and they let people choose their names. Yeah, he was a good player. Yeah, he was one of the top. He might have been the MVP that one season. They had one season, I believe, and it was like 2001. Guy Lafleur, the Flower. How is that a bad nickname? That doesn't make sense to me. Are you saying that is Marc-Andre Fleury going to be the next one? Now, Fleury literally means flower in French. Lafleur is, I believe, a type of flower, but still, I believe, works in this context. I don't hate it. Guy Lafleur is an absolute legend in hockey, so.
Wow.
Okay. Manny Ramirez, a pretty good player who got caught juicing a couple of times. Had that big year. Remember if Red Sox 2004?
Yeah.
Manny the Man Ram Ramirez. Man Ram. Just say it out loud, Derpy. Man Ram. Man Ram.
Yeah, that's not very good. There could be better ones.
Everything! Man Ram Ramirez. What kind of nickname? That is definitely deserving of this top 5. That is so bad. That is so epically terrible. Now, once again, clever. What's that?
There's definitely better names that you could call him.
For sure. It's once again clever, Man Ramirez. I mean, it's the first 3 letters of his first and last name, but you know what? I just
listen.
Thank you, Ryan. I can't with that one, dude. The Man. Oh man, Ram. No. Shaquille the Big Aristotle O'Neal. I always thought that was a very stupid name.
That is a bad one.
It's not like he was known as that all the time. His nickname was actually Diesel, which is fucking awesome. An awesome nickname for him and should be on that top 100 list. But the Big Aristotle is pretty bad. I've heard it before and it's terrible.
He was also Superman.
Oh yeah, Superman, which is great as well. A-Rod. Now, that's a classic nickname.
From A-Rod.
When somebody can shorten a name in a good way that like sounds good, you know, like when you talk about LT for Lawrence Taylor or A-Rod or whatever. How can you give? Yeah, right. J-Rod was another one. Cujo for Curtis Joseph, a goalie back in the day. It was classic. What a great nickname, Cujo. I'm sure that'll be on the list later. But yeah, I don't understand why A-Rod's up here. Maybe it's just on there because people hate him. Deservedly so. The dude's a fucking douche. A-Rods. Wilt the Big Dipper Chamberlain. So obviously this guy was normally known as the Stilt. One of the greatest to ever do it. The Big Dipper. I never heard that nickname.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
Have you? We had no idea how literal this was. That being that.
But mostly it was the Stilt for me.
Yeah. He was, Wilt was known for bragging about his ability to procure ladies. I think he was quoted as saying that he had
AIDS or something.
What's that?
Didn't he get AIDS or was that
Magic? Nah, he lived to be pretty old. I think he lived like into his late 60s, early 70s. Right. Magic Johnson has AIDS and he's had it for 40 fucking years and somehow he's still alive, but that's beyond the point here. Yeah, Wilt still like wrote a book like 25 years ago, and if I remember correctly, and it said he like claimed that he slept with like 20,000 women.
Oh my!
That is an absurd number. Yeah. And a number 1, they got the big unit. Now, this is deserving of the list because it could be taken in a kind of a sexual connotation. I get it. Okay.
Right.
But he's an iconic player, and that is his actual full nickname. It's not a situation like the Stilt or Shaq earlier. This is actually a pretty good nickname for him and only him, I think. Dude's an absolute unit. And he's 6'10", dude. That's a big fucking unit.
Yes.
That is a Derpy-sized unit.
I hate everything. I hate everything!
All right. Let's share my other screen here. Now, I'm going to bring up one that's going to be the good ones. And this list has 100.
Oh.
Okay, so we're going to bang through it. We're going to know, I feel like we're going to know more of these ones.
Right.
All right, you ready for this? Look at number 100. It's Butterbean again. Let me refresh this page real quick. Oh, it had pictures earlier. Now it doesn't have pictures. That sucks. All right. Anyway, number 100, Butterbean.
I blame Ryan.
Number 99. This one was on the list too from earlier. Glenn Davis, Big Baby.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But whatever. Christian, this is 98. Christian Okoye, the Nigerian Nightmare. That's an awesome name. What's the name? Once again, it goes back to the Christian Okoye.
Yeah,
he's a basketball player.
Right.
Isn't he? Running style. He was a nightmare for defenders. Believe me, I can't remember. But that's a good name. I mean, it's like earlier we talked about Tony Kukoc. You said the Great Croatian or whatever it was.
All right.
Got to give him that one. Andre Dawson, the Hawk.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He was a baseball player, I believe. Anthony Spud Webb. This was a great name. I loved Spud Webb when I was young. He was cool. He was short.
Spud Webb, yes, sir.
He was known for being a short guy. I think he was like 5'4" or something like that. And he could dunk the ball. Oh, here's another great name. At 95, which is ridiculous. Megatron. Calvin Johnson.
No, he should be higher.
95.
That's ridiculous.
Such an epic player, too, man. Gone too soon. Well,
Yeah.
his career, not him himself. Obviously, he is.
It's just
alive.
unfortunate he had to go to the stinking Lions.
Yeah, at the time when they were at their absolute worst. I mean, he was on that 0-16 team. 94, Stu Grimson.
Being loyal too.
What's that?
Shout out to Matthew Stafford for being loyal all those years too.
Yeah, what happened whenever he left? I mean, he literally won the Super Bowl, bro. Like,
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's what it is. 94, Stu the Grim Reaper Grimson. It's a good name. If he deserves it, of course. Okay, this one I take issue here. Robert Parrish. Nickname is The Chief.
Yeah, I remember that one.
There's only one The Chief.
And that's
in American pro sports, and he is the founder of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Chief Art Rooney. He better be on this fucking list. He better be on this goddamn list. They put this douchebag on here, but not one of the original NFL's most important men. In the very first NFL Hall of Fame class, there were 6 people, I believe, that went in.
And
I think George Halas was one of them. Curly Lambeau, I believe, might have been one of them, and Art Rooney was in there.
That's crazy.
It's true, man. I think it was I want to say 1964, if I remember correctly. It's been a few years since I've been to the hall, but I think that's what it was. But we'll have to look that up because it's good stuff.
Dude, it's changed so much.
Oh, I know. They rearrange it every year, and then every 10 years or so, they add another section to it.
They have a freaking water park up there now.
Yeah, that's wild, huh? The last time I was up there was when Troy Polamalu and Bill Cowher got in, so that would have been in 2021. 2022 we went. 2022, I think it was, actually. And went to the ceremony. It was a great time, and they were just building all that shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they were just starting to put that together, so it was a few years ago. Okay, here's another fantastic classic nickname at 92. Kenny Stabler, the Snake.
Never heard of him.
You don't know the Snake? He played, I believe, for the Raiders way back in the 70s and 80s. He had a pretty
I wouldn't
great.
know.
Yeah, he was pretty great.
I actually been to the
And
you
not Stanford,
know,
excuse me, Cincinnati. He played for the Bengals. He was a good quarterback.
the Canton Hall of Fame stadium. I've been inside the press box.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah.
I've been in the stadium twice, and both of them were for Hall of Fame inductions. I was there for Jerome Bettis's, and I was there for Paul Malo and Bill Cowher got in the same year, but they were actually 2 separate years. Because of COVID, they canceled one year, and then they doubled them up the following year. So we got to see 2 shows in one. So our ticket, our like $40 ticket, was worth like 6 hours of just awesome intros and all that shit. And there was a lot of good players that got in. Oh, Alan Faneca got in as well.
That was 7 years ago, though.
So.
It was for a high school championship game.
Oh, that's cool. Very nice.
Yeah. Continue.
Smoking Joe Frazier at number 91. He was an all-time great boxer. Smoking Joe. It's a great nickname.
I think I remember Joe Frazier.
Yeah, Joe Frazier. He lost to, he got beat by Ali a couple times. Rumble in the Jungle, I believe.
Yep.
Mercurier Shogun Rua.
Huh?
He's an MMA guy. But I know that, but I don't know much else about him. Yeah, Shogun Rua. He's very good. It's a cool name for him. It works. Jack Tatum, the Assassin, absolute classic NFL player. And the Assassin is appropriate. He was known for ripping guys' heads off.
Sounds reasonable.
Very reasonable. All right. Tough name. It's a boxer. Andrea Kirilenko, and his nickname is AK-47.
Andrei Kirilenko?
Yeah. Andrea, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm terrible with the Soviet. Kirilenko.
He played for the Jazz, right?
I thought he was a boxer.
No, he might be, but
anyway, it says he's got a jersey number, so yeah, he was probably a hockey player or something. AK-47 is a great name.
Well, let me see.
Ryan Darth Bader, another nerdy one. A couple Star Wars ones we've heard so far.
Yeah, Andrei Kirilenko was played for the Jazz.
Oh, okay. Very good. I must have been thinking of somebody else. Accusing someone else. Matt Ryan, Matty Ice.
Oh, Matt Ryan. I feel so bad for his career.
28-3.
28-3, exactly, man. All you had to do was run the ball.
Oops, wrong button.
Or get a first down and not even allowed.
I am fucking around with the soundboard. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find some appropriate music here for Matty Ice, but I don't seem to have any on the board.
I still feel so bad for him.
I feel bad for him too. That dude was a fantasy stud for me on a couple of teams over the years for a little while there. He had a couple of pretty good stat seasons. Right. He had some good teams for a few years. Obviously, they went to the Super Bowl and essentially won that game, but gave it away in the end. These fuckers.
What a waste of a career for Julio Jones, though. Like how Mike Trout.
Yeah, that's a shame. He's another truly great, in my opinion, underrated wide receiver.
Right.
If he'd have won that Super Bowl, we probably wouldn't be calling him underrated. He would have got more accolades.
Super Bowl champs either.
Yeah, it's true. 85, Flojo, Florence Griffin Joyner, the track and field.
Yeah,
I believe she was from the 80s. Yeah, she was very popular. It's a great name. Another one of those, combining the first and last name, Flojo. It rolls off the tongue. Here we go, dude. Craig Ironhead Hayward. Couldn't ask for a better nickname for a trench football player, right?
Craig Hayward?
Mm-hmm.
So is that Cam and Craig and Connor's dad or something?
Yeah, it's Connor. It's Cam Hayward's dad. Yep. He was an NFL player back in the 80s and 90s, I believe. Or excuse me, late 80s. And he was known for having a really large head. It says right here, Hayward said he was once struck over the head with a pool cue, breaking the cue in half. Ironhead.
Well, he has a
prodigious dome, we'll say.
Yeah.
Number 83, I mentioned this one, Cujo, Curtis Joseph. He was I believe a goalie. I can't think of who he played for. Maybe the Flames. He was like a flame himself. Like he came in, he had 2 or 3 fantastic seasons and then just kind of shit the bed, if I remember correctly. He had a couple really great years. I want to say it was at like late 2000, somewhere around there, 2008, 2009, 2010. He was pretty good. And Cujo, great nickname, obviously from the Stephen King novel and movie.
Yep.
And it's another one of those, Curtis Joseph, Cujo. It's another great, name combination deal. So, number 82 is one close to our heart, Big Ben Roethlisberger.
Should be higher. Should be.
That's a great name. I mean, there are few names that truly encompass who the player is.
All right, it was Big Ben.
Big Ben's one of those, right? I mean, he's got to be there. When you think of him, he is Big Ben.
He was just a tower.
Massive.
He tackler.
Named after the famous landmark Big Ben Clock Tower in London.
Yep.
Which is an absolute. I've never been there personally, but it's a legendary structure in American in world architecture, especially in English architecture. It's a good one. It's a great name. 82 that's not cool, man. Deacon Jones, David Deacon Jones. He was a defensive lineman, I believe, way back in like the 60s. I didn't know that Deacon was like a nickname. No, I didn't know that.
Big Ben.
Next, how's this one higher than Big Ben? 80, Harold Pee Wee Reese.
No.
I like his little description, though. It says the, quote, I have no idea what his first name actually is, quote, nickname. And there's a lot of guys like it. Like, well, the one before that, Deacon Jones. I guess I never realized that Deacon was a nickname. I did not know. Sorry, I just got a text.
You're good?
Sorry, I just want to take a moment to take that. Sorry for the delay here, folks, because we're very professional. Anyway, Pee Wee Reese. The next one down, this was on the worst list, and we agreed it was dumb. Vinny the Microwave Johnson. Hot and cold, they said. All right, here's a classic. Bobby Hall, the Golden Jet. Great name. Now, I don't think that's as famous as a name. Bobby Hall has like the perfect regular name just as Bobby Hall. You say that and you're like, oh, yep, Mr. Hockey. Dude played like 30 seasons in the NHL. He played until he was 55 or some shit like that. I mean, he was old. He's an absolute legend, Bobby Hall. So good for him. Dude, another classic name. Basketball player from the 80s, Ed Too Tall Jones. 6'9". Nickname was apt. Too Tall. He was one of those players that was, he had a couple decent seasons and everything, but he wasn't like a superstar. But he had a cool nickname and he was marketable, so you saw him in TV commercials. Yeah, Too Tall. By the way, thanks for joining us, everybody. It looks like I'm seeing 5 viewers here. Just to reiterate here, we're going over some lists of some of the greatest sports nicknames of all time. And we did a list a little bit ago with 50 of the worst. And what's funny is some of those names have crossed onto this list.
Yep, and it's really not consistent.
No, it isn't. There's some really great names that we've seen already on here. If this is a top 100 and 1 is the best and 100 is the 100th best, seeing some of the names that we've already seen, I think should be much higher. Like just fantastic nicknames, Cujo, great nickname. Big Ben, great nickname. There was a couple others we mentioned I thought were Too Tall. Dude, Too Tall is a great nickname. This next one, Anderson Silva, the Spider. Another one, he's an MMA guy, one of the most legendary UFC fighters of all time. He also fought for Pride, I do believe, at one point. The Spider, he was amazing. And it's a perfect nickname for him because he would, grab around guys and pull them in. He was also known for throwing some insane knees at people. The Spider, man. My friend Pat is a huge MMA fan, and the Spider is his all-time favorite fighter. So shout out to Pat. Shout out to Anderson Silva, even though he kind of sucks, kind of an asshole.
Shout out to Mega Spiders.
Okay, here's another one. I have no idea what his first name actually is. Satchel Paige. Now, I knew that was a nickname. I did not know that his first name was Leroy. You know who Satchel Paige is, good sir?
Yes.
Yeah, born in 1906. He was a longtime Negro League star and eventually got into the Major League Hall of Fame and was known. One of the greatest ever. And had he started his career in MLB and been able to keep up the kind of numbers he had, in the Negro Leagues, he would have been at the top of very many lists for his time. Just an absolute monster he was a pitcher, I do believe, right? Yeah. He was great. What do we got next? We're at 74. We're getting there. What are you doing? You sucking on a straw, dude? You finish? Are you slurping off like a McFlurry or something? Is that what you're doing?
Maybe.
That's all I hear right now. I figured that's either that or you're giving somebody a sloppy toppy, but no thanks.
No, I am not.
Here comes a couple more pretty well-known and I think applicable nicknames. Number 74, Reggie Jackson, Mr. October.
That's a good one.
That's perfect. I mean, that's what he was known for, showing up in the World Series and hitting one of the greatest home runs of all time. 3 of the greatest home runs of all time. Number 73, Dion, Primetime. Now, I hate the guy, but you can't deny he is Primetime. Dion showed up in the big games, man. He did. He was known. If he was on national TV, Dion was going to make a play. Number 72, another classic, Stan the Man Musial.
Yep, Stan the Man, yep.
Great. It's a great rhyming scheme going there, a nice simple one. And every single person you've ever met or worked with whose name was Stan, you have called him Stan the Man at some point. I think we've all done it. Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon, another rhyming nickname. I like Hakeem. He was a great player. He deserves to be on the list, I guess. Boxer Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Not familiar with him. Marvelous Marvin? It's a good name.
Yeah, I never heard of him.
But yeah. Here's another good one. And this is number 69, by the way. Nice.
Let's go.
Nice. Dominic Hasek, the Dominator. For a goalie, that's a freaking awesome nickname, dude. The Dominator. You gotta be kidding me. For Dominique, I love it. What do you think? Are you snoring, Derpy?
Maybe.
Are you asleep?
Maybe.
You better wake up, dude. Am I that boring?
No, I just ate too much.
Should I put too much walleye?
Yeah.
Should we put on the jazz?
Oh, that's making it worse, bro. I'm up. Oh, now I'm up. We're good.
There we go. A little elevator music for you.
Okay, we're good.
All right. 68. We're going to just bang through a bunch real quick, and if you hear one you like, shout it out, all right? So at 68, John Bones Jones. He's an MMA fighter. Very well known for liking cocaine and performance-enhancing drugs, but also a very good fighter. And known for breaking bones. He had shin kicks that would break people's legs. Walter Big Train Johnson. Not sure. Rampage Jackson. Old school fighter. Yep. Dude, I mean, if you're a fighter, a name like Rampage is fantastic.
Hey, Finch, guess what?
What? Pirates are winning.
Raise the Jolly Roger.
Raise the Jolly Roger. I wonder if there's a Raise the Jolly Roger clip in this sound app.
They won, my friend.
Oh, if they had one of Greg Brown, that would be awesome. Nope, nothing.
Nothing? Oh, man.
Boo, boo. We'll have to go find a clip on YouTube and cut it and put it on here. Raise the Jolly Roger. I love Greg Brown. Honus Wagner, the Flying Dutchman. That's a classic name for a classic player and also one of the most expensive baseball cards in existence. Honus Wagner, classic from the early 1900s. Pirates.
Pirates, yes.
A player who put Pittsburgh baseball on the map.
Yeah.
Another nickname. How is this at 64, bro? The Intimidator, Dale Earnhardt.
Dude.
Once again, dude, I am not a racing
Who made
guy,
this list?
but he's the GOAT.
He is the GOAT.
He is the GOAT. It will never change. Somebody could come in, and guys have come in and won a lot of Winstons. There was that Ryan, whatever his name is, won like 5 in a row years ago.
Johnson, yeah.
Ryan Johnson. Hey, great driver. Probably has won more than Dale Earnhardt, but he ain't the GOAT, dude. The Intimidator, that's a top 10. The sunglasses, dude. He always, dude, that's the perfect name for him. And another one, this was the number 1 on the worst list, the Big Unit. That was number 1 on the worst list. And here it is at number 63. I hate it. That's a great name. I hate that it was on that other list. Gary Payton, the glove. Gary Payton, classic player, played for the Sonics. Jeanette Lee, the Black Widow. She's like a snooker player or something, right? She played pool. Am I thinking of the right girl?
Yes.
You don't know the Black Widows? You never watched Late Night or Early Morning ESPN? Yeah, that's exactly what it was. She was a pool player. I remember her. She would always wear like these black like lacing. Man. Yeah, really. Back when. Yep. Another.
Turn on ESPN Classic just to turn it on.
Yeah, right. Number 60, William the Refrigerator Perry. We're getting into some shit here, man. These are good names. The Fridge, I mean, that's another one, dude. He looked like a fridge. He acted like a fridge. He was unmovable. He was cold-blooded. Rip to the Fridge.
Rip.
85 Bears. Speaking of the 85 Bears, quick tangent. Did you see that Norm from Cheers, George Wendt, passed away the other day? I love Cheers, and the connection to the Bears, the Bears, yes, he did those sketches on Saturday Night Live that became literally one of the most iconic, like quotable things from all time from just television.
Doubles.
Da Bears, Doubles, Ditka, and that was him and Chris Farley, I believe Rob Schneider and someone else.
Yeah, Chris Farley.
I think Mike Myers was one of those guys too on there. He had the fake mustache and the sunglasses. But yes, R.I.P. George Wendt. We love Norm. Cheers. I watched it. I've watched every episode. I actually have a Cheers sign right on the wall behind the camera. What's that?
Didn't they have like a spinoff or a reboot or something about?
Well, Frasier was obviously a spinoff, and it went on to become an even bigger, more popular, award-winning show. And Frasier's great too. I've seen every episode of that. I love it. It's a totally different type of humor, but it's still really good. I don't think there was any other shows spun off of Cheers. I might be wrong about that, though. But the big one was Frasier, because it went on to be an absolute massive hit, and it still plays on marathons on Pluto TV every night and shit, so it's a good one. Next, we got another classic hockey player, Paul Hornung, the Golden Boy.
The Golden Boy. Never heard of him.
That was also... Terry Bradshaw had that nickname for a short time in the early 70s as well, Golden Boy, when he still had hair.
Nice.
Here's another great one. The great one. Wayne Gretzky.
Screw McDavid and screw Ovechkin. Gretzky.
I'm with you on that. F those guys. I like McDavid, but yeah, fuck Ovechkin. 57, another greatest. The greatest. Muhammad Ali.
Yes. They should be higher, and same with Gretzky.
Well, if we're just going with the nicknames, I mean...
The great one, I guess, is all right.
But the greatest as a boxer, I mean, that's a great nickname. But I think it's good in the middle of the pack, to be honest with you. There are better, more creative names, like this next one. Classic boxer from when I was young, Hector Macho Camacho.
Never heard of that one, but that one...
Oh, you never heard of Macho Camacho, man? Yeah, he was an award-winning fighter back in, I want to say, the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
Here's another classic player. One of my favorite players from my youth, NBA, David Robinson, the Admiral.
Oh, yes, the Admiral.
He was in the Navy for all those years. He might still be a member of the Navy, to be honest with you. And he was known as being the Admiral for his service time.
He was so tough, man.
He was tough. He was good. And it was nice to see him finish off his career with Tim Duncan as the Twin Towers and just go on a nice tear at the late 90s there and win some championships. Good for them. I liked that team at that time. It was when the Bulls and Jordan had retired, and I was looking for a new team to watch, and I just really got into the Spurs those couple years, and Tim Duncan especially. They were great. What's that?
It's looking like the Pacers are going to
pull it off.
2-0 right now.
Good. Fuck the Knicks. Fuck New York.
Amen.
F them. Give it to the Pacers, man. I want to see them actually finally do it.
Right.
El Duque, Orlando Hernandez. Trying to think of who he played for. He played for a couple of teams. Baseball player. He was a pitcher, right?
Yeah.
El Duque, Orlando Hernandez.
Yes.
I think he played for like the Marlins and the Mets, perhaps.
He might have been Seattle or the Marlins.
The Bird, Mark Friedrich. I think this name was on the other list.
Yes, it was.
It's quite terrible. Wandriel Silva, the Axe Murderer.
Never heard of it.
It doesn't have much to say about this. Oh, it's an MMA player, fighter. So I guess
wouldn't
that's... Here's a good one, close to our heart. Super Mario Lemieux.
Yes.
He came out and became super literally the same time that the Nintendo character Super Mario became super. I mean...
He should be higher.
Mario Lemieux comes out in 84. Super Mario Brothers premieres in 1985. It's perfect for its time. And he is still probably the most well-rounded hockey player of all time.
Right.
When he was fully healthy. He could do everything. He could probably pad up and play goalie and win a game if you needed him to in his prime. But don't make him bend over too far because he was really tall and he had a bad back. Robert Tractor Trailer.
I think I've heard of that one, but I'm not familiar with
Looks like a little bit old school NBA player. It's a cool name. It makes sense if his name's Tractor Trailer, and he's like a truck. That's cool. I like it. I don't hate it. But higher than Big Ben, higher than the Great One,
No.
higher than Super Mario. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Nobody knows this guy's name. It's a good name, but nobody knows who he is, so it shouldn't be that high. Concrete Charlie, Chuck Bednarik.
Nope.
Old NFL player. Very old. I think he was from like the 50s and 60s. Maybe like the Giants, Colts, somewhere in there. He was around a long time ago. I mean, that's a cool nickname, you know, if you're a hard guy. Concrete, it's not as good as the Great One. Oh, here we go, dude. Allen Iverson, The Answer. Iverson. Ozzie Smith, The Wizard of Oz. That's a good one. Walter Payton, Sweetness, one of the greatest of all time. Penny Hardaway. Big Poppy. These are great names. That's a great name. Big Daddy. I love it. I always like David Ortiz, even though I think he was juicing as well. I think, of course, they were all juicing back then. The Big Hurt. Frank Thomas, another classic player. That's a good name for hurting the ball. Yep, he sure did. Bill the Spaceman Lee. Not sure about him. Fred McGriff, the crime dog. That's hilarious. Remember Fred McGriff? He was a baseball player. Gordie Howe, Mr. Hockey. He is Mr. Hockey. We said him earlier. Mean Joe Green. Come on, man. 38, Mean Joe. You falling asleep? Wake up. Derpy's falling asleep on air. Oh, shit. Mean Joe Green, number 38. What do you think, dude?
The GOAT, besides the bus.
He is the guy who turned the Steelers around, that's for sure.
Yes, he did.
Sir Charles Barkley. Sir Charles.
He should
Iron Mike Tyson. Iron Mike, that's like a top 10 nickname, dude.
He should be 30 all time in makes movies for Mission Impossible. But I don't even know what I'm thinking.
Charlie Hustle for Pete Rose. That's a good nickname.
I'm falling asleep on there.
I can tell that. I hear you snore every once in a while. There's like 5 people watching and nobody seems to be commenting, which stinks.
Oh, that would be great if they did. They've been hearing the random stuff I've been speaking for like 20 minutes. But which one are we on?
And I'm looking for comments. If anybody's leaving comments, they're not coming through. So I'm just gonna say
It's
that.
weird.
So it should show we've been having some viewers for a while now.
Joe
Anyway,
Duran?
we are on 33. Manos de Piedra, Hands of Stone. I remember this guy.
Never heard.
Yeah. He had a lot of knockouts. He had it says here he had 70
lost.
knockouts, 103 wins. The Golden Bear, Jack Nicklaus, an absolute legend.
Yes, the Golden Bear.
Lawrence Yogi Berra, an absolute legend. Clyde the Glide Drexler, that's from my time, NBA player from the 80s and 90s. Clyde the Glide was always a good name. It rhymed.
One of the coolest dunks ever.
He was great. Yeah, he had some serious air, man. James Thomas Bell, Cole Papa. Never heard of that guy.
He had one of the coolest dunks ever, though.
He's a slugger, it says, huh? They're playing baseball. Dizzy Dean. He was an old pitcher from way, way back, 100 years ago.
Who?
Dizzy Dean. J. Hannah Dizzy Dean.
Never heard of him.
Number 28. Yeah, he's one of those old names. Here's one. Eldrick Tiger Woods. Kind of forget sometimes that Tiger is his nickname, but I, in fact, knew that. I love Tiger Woods. I think that guy is one of the greatest ever to play any sport. Yeah, he's deserving to be on this list, no doubt. I mean, everybody calls him Tiger. Sugar Ray Robinson, another one. That's an all-time classic name for a fighter. Dick Night Train Lane, another classic name, football player. Earl the Pearl Monroe, old basketball player, but I'm not sure who he is. Here's another one that was on the other list. The Mailman, Karl Malone. Somehow they listed that as one of the worst. It was in their top 10. I was upset about it. It was like number 6. Pistol Pete Maravich, one of the greatest NBA players, basketball players of all time. Completely underrated, but anybody that knows anything, has seen him play, knows that he had ball handling and passing skills like no other. He was a fucking magician. He was like Harlem Globetrotter level good. Jerome Bettis, the Bus, number 21, the greatest running back to ever play. My favorite of all time. I love the Bus. Met him. Great guy. Got to cook him breakfast a few years ago. That was cool. Number 20, the Brown Bomber, Joe Louis, another all-time great boxer. He got whooped down. George Gervin, the Iceman. The only Iceman I think of is Val Kilmer from Top Gun. But I got to get a sound effect of a rooster. That's what I need. And then every time... You are literally snoring on air, you son of a bitch. I did not expect it to be that loud. Oh, that is much more reasonable. I am keeping that.
That's more reasonable, yeah.
I am keeping that sound. That is going in the Derpy folder.
Listen.
Yeah. Listen.
That's the one right there.
Listen.
You can tell he's frustrated as hell.
Right.
All right. We're getting there. The Mr. Defense, Reggie White, one of the classic all-time defensive players from the 90s. Played for, let me think, Packers, Eagles, right?
Yep.
Maurice Richard, Rocket Richard, an all-time goal-scoring player. He's an old school, like from like the 30s and 40s, I believe. Maybe a little later, but they named the Richard Trophy after him. So if you score more than anybody else in a season, you get the Richard Trophy, the Rocket Richard. Deserving of the list. Air Jordan, bro. Mike Jordan. Air.
Am I losing connection or am I good?
I can hear you snoring, bro. How about the Juice, O.J. Simpson?
OJ, yep.
Gotta admit, it's a great name, being that his nickname, his hyphenated name was O.J. Orenthal James Simpson. Despite his nefarious post-retirement, O.J. was one of the most electric runners in history. He was great to watch. I watched lots of O.J. film over the years, and not combination, you know what I'm talking about, clips. He's great. Ted Williams, the splendid Splinter, the greatest hitter of all time until Pete Rose. Thomas the Hitman Hearns. I would rather to see Bret the Hitman Hart, even though I don't like Hitman Hart. Number 12, Wilt the Stilt. He somehow was on the other list with a different nickname. The Yankee Clipper, Joe DiMaggio, one of the greatest Yankees of all time. The Galloping Ghost, Red Grange. Hall of Fame used to have a pretty cool little thing about him. They'd have a little thing you could check. Oh, you're still fucking snoring, bro. You gotta be kidding me. All I can hear is... It sounds like you're either snoring or you're sucking a ghost's cock right now. You're gonna get ghost cum in your throat, dude. We're almost there. We're at number 9.
Really?
The Iron Horse, Lou Gehrig.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Unfortunate disadvantage of having a disease pretty much named after him as well, Lou Gehrig's disease. ACLs.
Right.
ALS, excuse me.
So we have technology now. We didn't have.
Here's another great name, Dr. J, Julius Erving, one of the great of all time.
Yeah, Dr.
NBA.
J.
That's a classic nickname. He earned it. Shoeless Joe Jackson. Now, this was low on the bad list. That's another one. It's like, come on, it's a great name. It's perfect. You've seen Field of Dreams, right? The nickname is iconic. Yeah. It really is. It's one of the, if not possibly the most iconic baseball nickname. I mean, just because of the player he was, being a good player, and he was the one that didn't, quote, throw the World Series, but he was in on it. So recently got out of jail, of purgatory. Crazy Legs Hirsch, that's an old football player, I believe. He ran funny. The Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays. Yeah, I'm down with that. That's a good name. Georgia Peach, Ty Cobb. Number 3, Broadway Joe Namath from right in this area, Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania.
He sold his soul for to win Super Bowl 3.
And he also got a nice fur coat and some nylons in that deal. And the ability to score with any chick he wanted to for like a 30-year period. So good for him.
Good for him.
I love Joe. I met him. He came to our high school. George Herman Ruth, Babe Ruth. Yeah, that's... Remember earlier I said the most iconic baseball nickname, or basketball nickname was Dr. J. Babe Ruth's got to be the most iconic baseball nickname. I think there's probably no debate to that. He's probably still somehow the most iconic baseball player of all time. Despite it being over 100 years since he had began his career and has been known to be a bigot and an asshole and all that good stuff, a womanizer, still manages to be the most well-known player of all time. So fuck off, babe. Number 1 of all time, Irvin Magic Johnson.
Heck no. There's so much to be higher.
You really think so?
Yeah.
I mean, Magic, man. He was one of the greatest players of his era. He's beating AIDS after like 40 years. I mean, Magic, man. Magic.
Magic should be higher.
There should be a sound effect.
We get the spackle his ass cracker.
Well, that's not the one I was looking for, but that works. All right. Anything you want to talk about before we get off here, Sleepy?
You're just going to have to make this a clip because I'm trying here. I really am. I eat too much.
I know you are, buddy. I know you're struggling.
I have a food coma so bad. Did we get to 1 yet?
Yep, we just finished. We that was number 1 was Magic Johnson.
Really? Wow. There we go.
It catches me laughing.
I probably should get that checked, but
You're all right, buddy. It's okay. It's late. You had a couple of filling meals, you said. You went to Walleye, and then you went to P-Dubs and got something, you said, or wherever it was.
yeah.
B-Dubs, excuse me.
B-dubs.
That's all right, buddy. It's all good. Let me go ahead, and we're back to the side screen. So, let's recap. We had a fun show tonight. We talked about bad sports nicknames. We talked about great sports nicknames. We talked about our dinner. I went to Chick-fil-A today. I managed to never get back to that story. The boys, I bought them those little game systems, and in turn, they took me to Chick-fil-A for dinner. So that was nice of them.
Yahoo.
I spent a lot more money, but it was very nice. It was a good gesture, and I don't eat Chick-fil-A like ever. I try to avoid fast food when I can, and but it was quite tasty. I like the fries. So I, too, am ready for a nap.
Did you get a tea?
I just had a Coke Zero to drink.
Oh, that's the best part of going to Chick-fil-A is getting the iced tea, man.
I'm not big on sweet tea, man.
That's fair.
I mean, I like sweet tea. I try to avoid the sugar, to be honest with you.
Right. The sugar's bad.
It's very bad, and the sweet tea has a ton of it. It's almost probably as much as like a normal Coke or something, I'm sure. Because that's why it's so tasty and why it's so iconic is because it's so goddamn sweet.
Right.
But anything you want to add real quick here, buddy? When can we see you back on the Yinzers? We miss you over there.
Probably Tuesday.
Cool. I'm not sure. I think Tuesday I'm off actually from work, so I should be available to hit the Yinzer show. I was hoping to get it this morning, but I had a bunch of errands to run, and I did not commit to today. But I was hoping to be able to sneak in. But I did get to listen to a little bit of the show, and so everybody look forward to Two Dumb Yinzers. They'll be back on air come Monday morning. You'll see us here, the three Gooners. We'll be back in 2 weeks on Friday. We are not here next week. I have to work, but I'm going to try to prepare something to have something to premiere at that time. Maybe a clip show. Or perhaps I'll do like a hump day show. I haven't done a hump day with Finch in a long time. We could premiere that on a Friday. And I have a few ideas actually for the hump day thing, some things I've been researching and reading up on and players and such. So just things that interest me, and it would be fun to do like a 10-minute little babble video. So Derpy, your channel I've been seeing lately, you've been having some nerd chats with your friends, and I've been bouncing in here and there and catching a little bit of it. Anything you want to promote with your channels or your friends that have the podcasts?
You can find me at the Average Boys podcast every Sunday night at 9. And obviously my channel at Derpy Entertainment.
And you restream all those podcasts to your channel as well. So if they're following you, you're going to see it on your channel. That's how I see it, is through your channel.
Yeah.
So
yes,
good.
That's what I do. So yeah,
cool. And hey, here's to Aaron Rodgers to the Bears, man.
Yes,
just to give us something to talk about here on the Gooners, because if that actually happens, Tim is going to come on this show in 2 weeks, and he is going to blow a fucking gasket. And anybody that's watching, I highly advise that you join us. It will be glorious. If Aaron Rodgers somehow, in that tweet that you sent me today where he made this sly thing, you know how he is, man. He likes to be that guy. Oh my God, that would be so awesome.
He said he's going to sign with someone. She asked if he's going to sign with the Bears or sign with someone that plays the Bears or something like that. That's what he responded with.
Well, he said that the Bears don't like Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers likes the Bears. That's what he said. That was his quote. And that tells me that he is going, or at least talking to the Bears. The Bears don't like him because he played for the Packers for all those years. But he likes the Bears because he's trying to butter up some people and just put a little tip out there. Little tip of the dick. Sliding it into somebody's ears just to be quotable and to make us have one more week of the will he, won't he saga so that he can go and make ratings gold for our friend Pat McAfee. That's the whole reason. I know Pat is really busting Aaron's balls on air about this, but behind the scenes, he's like, bro, you got to keep this going, Pat. We need these ratings. This is fantastic for the show, Pat. The program needs it. That's what Pat is saying. Saying to
didn't he get
Mr.
fired
Aaron.
from ESPN or something?
Nah, he's still involved with them.
I don't like him on ESPN. ESPN's trash anymore.
I agree, but his show is still pretty good because he still does it online through the internet and it's still unfiltered and all that. But you're right, he has to make up the corporate sponsorship. That's how it goes. But it is what it is. Pat is still one of the more entertaining sports guys on television. There's not a lot of super entertaining sports guys anymore. It's just a bunch of dudes that want to fucking argue. And
even though Big Night Out happened like over 2 months ago now.
Oh yeah, I caught a lot of clips of that. That was pretty good. It was a good time. It was kind of a shit show, but it worked out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But all right, Derp, have a good night. Get some sleep. Enjoy that full belly, and you sleep well. I hope to sleep well myself. Thank you to our commentless crew. I imagine there was some kind of issue. There may have been some comments going into YouTube that just didn't make their way over here. I kept checking YouTube and not seeing anything, so I apologize. I would have loved to have replied to comments tonight, but they weren't showing up on my end, and I'm sorry it didn't work. So,
can I say something?
Yeah, dude.
Shout out to the Pacers fans and screw the Knicks.
That's let's end on that. F the Knicks.
I hate everything. We'll end on that.
Later, Derpy. Good talking to you, buddy. Maybe I'll catch you Tuesday on the Yinzers.
For sure.
See ya.